Hi, family, friends. It's Mark Tandle here in my home in Hartwick, New York. I decided I'll make a video of my music room, which I make comments on social media about it, and people asked if there's some way they could see it, so I thought I'd make a brief video. That's my 3 Wizard outfits. I've been a Pink Floyd fan and collected Wizards and Dragons for decades now. Concert t-shirts and albums. Be quiet, it's kind of funny in this room. So this is the south wall. It's got just some Wizards and Dragons. These placards here I made in junior year in high school, 1980. Rolling Stone magazine had an article about the Beatles and an ad for the new Crosby, Stills, Nash Deja Vu album, so I ended up getting the boards at wood shop and burning them and taking a file, and that's the end result. These are some tributes to the Beatles. My favorite quote from John Lennon. I'll pause it just for a second. If you want, you can pause this video and read that. So that's a Pink Floyd hat from my very first concert I saw them. And this drum kit here, this is what I call Santana. I got the idea that there's A through G in that would be like 2 octaves of music, so I decided I'd get myself, there's going to be some racket because there's sticks here, but there's 14 individual notes. You can sit here and play a melody. 2 guys at the same time can play songs together. There's 4 cowbells, wood blocks, claves, tambourines. Here's a hi-hat, and what I call my 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 inch cymbal tree, and an 18-incher, and a gong. So that's the Santana set. This is what the room looks like, looking the other way. Now this kit right here, this one I call 8-ball. It's my favorite seat in the house. There's 6 snares, a 10 there, 2 10s, 2 12s, 2 14s, 6 cowbells surrounding this thing. I think there's a total of 14 tuned toms and a total of 18 cymbals and tambourines and so on, and 2 hi-hats. This thing is a lot of fun. Got 2 kick bass with the right side's got double kicks, double pedals. A friend of mine, Butch Cavuto, professional drummer, sat there and he said, "Damn, Mark, I don't know what to hit first on this thing." So I call it 8-ball because of the 8-ball symbol I put on the front kick bass. The Raiders on the other side. 1964, my mother worked at Rickenbacker Guitars. She's the one who hand-assembled John Lennon's famous 325. That's the one in the picture there. In 2014, I was able to buy an exact copy of it. It was the only one available in what they called the Platinum Vault in Guitar Center in Hollywood, California. When they found out my mother made the original, they sold it to me. That thing's worth about $7,000 in today's market. It's flawless. That's Big Rick. I mean, if you talk about serious classic rock bass guitars, that's it. You name them. Chris Squire, so many. Roger Waters, gosh, everybody played. John Entwistle from The Who. That Dean 12 strings, I did the research. That's the most beautiful and finest and easy playable 12-string electric made anywhere. It's simply beautiful. There's a Paul McCartney style viola bass, and that's a Fender Precision style. These are my Sunburst gang. They're all Greg Bennett design guitars. I think I have 13 of them. Greg Bennett guitars are awesome. They sound great. They play perfect. They actually take like a Les Paul and a Fender Strat and make them play better than what the originals do. So you got to have all your amps, your PVs, and your Marshalls and your Fenders, and they even have Epiphone and others. And there's actually 5 keyboards in this house, and that's an 8-track recording module right there. So this guy is my Battleship, and there's a couple of Fender Strats. One is silver glitter, and there's a Mustang. You gotta have a Mustang. It has a great sound to that. This is the thin line acoustic with an electric amp and equalizer and a 12-string acoustic. They're both electrified. They sound great. This is a 5-string Dean electrified acoustic bass. Boy, does that thing have a great tone to it. This is just a few personal stuff that I've been collecting over the years. Been a Raiders fan, and John Lennon, and I played fantasy football for 38 seasons now. Music, gotta love music. Hey, who's that guy? My 2 favorites, John Lennon, Bob Dylan. So this is a mandolin, a ukulele, another 12-string acoustic with a regular 6-string acoustic. This drum kit here, these are all vintage snares. That's a Sonar, 1984 Sonar. Next to that is an 82 Slingerland. Then there's a 78 Gretsch, and the big chrome one there, Rogers. That's a 10-lug, 6.5-inch deep Rogers snare drum from 1976. So those are all collectibles. That's my little hat that I wore at about 30 different rock concerts over the years. And I always buy a t-shirt at the last show I was at. This one here with laying a wreath at the tomb of the Grateful Dead. How ironic. Jerry Garcia was dead 73 days later. There's a poster to go see Kansas. There's a 6-string bass. Greg Bennett design. They sound awesome. This is my little tribute to the Beatles and Pink Floyd. I got the exact replicas of all their instruments and Mr. Lennon and their amps. Then what I call the twins, my 2 SGs, 2 Les Pauls, 2 Telecasters, 2 Strats. Every other one is a Greg Bennett design, which is, and here's a little mini Strat and a little mini Greg Bennett, little mini Les Paul, and this is a Greg Bennett combo. It's a Les Paul body with Telecaster instruments, and there's another Greg Bennett. So I've got David Gilmour's autograph right there. Met him at a concert. So here you're at Mark Street, Candle Avenue. So this is an exact copy of John Lennon's Vox amplifier. There's a 600 watt 15-inch speaker PV under there if I want to plug in my Rickenbacker bass. So there's also another 2 amps, and there's an amp under there with 150 watts and 2 12-inch speakers. There's even one over here. That's an 80 watt amp with 10-inch speakers. And you wouldn't know it that I think there's something like 20 different guitar cases in this room that are hidden away in different places. So basically, this is Mark's music room. I should turn the lights on. And that's my backyard. Pink Floyd. I even have a heart. So, that's the state of Mark's music room today. This is August 29th, so 2023. So I'll say peace out. Have a good day.